Welcome to another episode of Ship War, my review of Hitchcock.
Shipper War. When ship happens, I'm there.
I'm a complete idiot. That's all I can really say, because I saw this movie at a screener back in December and I haven't done a review for it until now. I'm so embarrassed over the fact that I haven't done a review for this movie yet, even though I really enjoyed this film. And it's so bizarre. I saw this movie, I enjoyed it. I even posted a Facebook status on my personal Facebook page stating how much I really liked this movie. I bragged to people about it, and I just haven't done a review for it. And to even top it off how bad it is, I'd even nominate this movie for any You Reviewer nominations for reasons I can't even explain. After I submitted my ballot with all my choices, at that point I just realized I didn't nominate Hitchcock for absolutely nothing. And that's when it dawned on me, what is my relationship with this film really like? It's almost like a Hitchcock film, because it's a very bizarre thriller with a twist to it that I'm not exactly sure what the twist is, outside from that I'm just an idiot. If you're a fan of Hitchcock, you will enjoy this film, because there's a lot of little tidbits in this film in reference to things that you as a Hitchcock fan will enjoy. There was this exchange with Hitchcock and Vera Miles, which, for those who don't know, she was supposed to be in Vertigo. She wasn't in Vertigo because there was this production issue and they had to stop production for a moment. They brought it back and then she ended up being pregnant, so he had to recast her role with some other actress. So it was nice to see that in the movie and see Hitchcock, Alfred Hitchcock's little conflict with her and his issues with her due to what happened with that film and her not being in it and then her ending up on Psycho. So that was awesome. I really enjoyed it. So it was like, I know exactly what he's referring to. I know what he's talking about. Okay, I'm on board with what's going on with this movie because I understand a lot of the stuff they're talking about. And also the Anthony Perkins cracks that Hitchcock made about his sexuality, I knew that too, so it was another thing. There was a lot, it was really funny for those who are, aware of Anthony Perkins' life, private life. You know that Hitchcock's crack on Anthony Perkins in the film is actual factual, and it's not just really an insult, because he's actually referring to something that's true. Another thing, speaking of Anthony Perkins, but the actor they cast as Anthony Perkins was dead on. I was floored. It was just wonderful, wonderful casting. Overall, I really enjoyed all the actors. Even Jessica Biel as Vera Miles was actually good. I was kind of cringing because I just got off of watching that one movie, Playing for Keeps. I was just a little worried, and she wasn't disappointing in this movie. Scarlett Johansson was great. Anthony Hopkins was great. Helen Mirren, of course, she was great. Everybody overall did a great job with this film, and I really enjoyed it. If you're an Alfred Hitchcock fan, again, there's so many things in this movie that you can just grab at and just bite into and just love every bit of it. I was sitting in that theater like a giddy schoolgirl, just watching this movie because I grew up on Alfred Hitchcock. I remember watching his actual TV series, the black and white one, as a kid on Nick at Night. I watched all his movies. It's just, he's just part of my love for movies. He is one of those reasons why I love movies, and I just really enjoy his films, and I just really enjoy him as a person, because you just watch an interview of Alfred Hitchcock on YouTube or anything like that, and you can just help to sit there and just listen to the guy speak, because he is so smart, and he has such a way of thinking about things that nobody else back then really thought of things the way he thought them as, and you see this in the film. And he has this one quote that I saw on a video on YouTube a while ago, and about women and movies, and how at the time women were the majority of people going into theaters and deciding what movies were successful. And he even admitted that the movies he made mainly for women, because he knew women were the majority that were going to theaters, and women were the ones who were the ones deciding films for their boyfriends to watch. And he knew his demographic that he needed to focus on when it came to his film were women. As for the romance, I really enjoyed the relationship between Alfred and Alma. I thought their interaction was great. Anthony Hopkins and Helen Mirren, I really liked their back and forth, their chemistry, and Hitchcock's, issues with her. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And then her issues with him. And it's just a very fun relationship that they understand each other, but at the same time they're almost very insecure with themselves around each other. And you see how Alma spent so much time focusing on Hitchcock and his projects and neglecting her own career as a writer. And you see that in this movie, and you see this conflict between them, and this love they have for each other, but at the same time resentment that they have against each other. And I really enjoy this whole dynamic between them two in this film. Their relationship in this movie was by far one of the best parts in this movie, outside from the fact, of course, a movie being about just Hitchcock. I have to say that was also well done, and I really enjoy seeing that aspect of Hitchcock's life, because I personally didn't know much of it, and seeing just a bit of it in this film was enjoyable to see. Now, who would I recommend this movie to? Anybody who's a fan of films, hello, you gotta check this movie out. I really liked it. I know there's people been on the fence about it, but me personally, again, big Hitchcock fan here. Maybe I'm biased, but I think this movie is great, and I think everybody should give it a try and check it out, because I personally really enjoyed it, even though I've been really weird towards it for reasons I'm not exactly sure. I have to sit in a quiet room and think about it, because I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with that. So that is all for this episode of Ship War. Goodbye, and until next time. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. A news episode, you guys. This is what I started off doing with this channel, was doing news episodes. And I want to go back to that, because I really like doing news episodes over doing reviews. But in my opinion, reviews are a lot easier to do. News takes a lot longer. You have to do research, and then you have to talk about it. You have to memorize stuff. It's just too much, and it was becoming too much for me. So I stopped doing it for a while. But I want to bring it back because I enjoy doing it. So with that said, the first news is coming out of the Hunger Games Catching Fire. That's why I'm